Christopher, the headmaster of Osisioma village school, was not known for his trim physique. His belly, a testament to years of pounded yam and generous palm wine consumption, preceded him wherever he went. He was a kind man, though, well respected and loved by the villagers. His farm, a small plot on the outskirts of Osisioma in Abia State, was his pride and joy, a patch of vibrant green against the rusty red earth. One sweltering afternoon, Christopher was still in his land, preparing for the planting season. Sweat beaded on his brow as he swung his hoe, the rhythmic beat echoing through the quiet farmland. Suddenly the hoe struck something hard, a dull clang ringing out instead of the usual soft thud. Christopher frowned, wiping his brow with the back of his hand. He dropped to his knees, digging away the soil with his bare hands. He unearthed a large, clear pot, intricately decorated with symbols he didn't recognize. Excitement bubbled in his chest. He heaved the pot out of the ground, its weight surprising him. He carefully lifted the lid. Inside, nestled amongst layers of dried leaves, was gold. Not just nuggets or trinkets, intricately crafted jewelry, heavy gold bracelet, and a magnificent yam-shaped pendant, gleaming in the afternoon sun. Christopher gasped. The value of the treasure was astronomical, enough to change his life, the lives of his family, and perhaps even the lives of his entire village. A greedy glint flickered in his eyes. He imagined building a new school, providing scholarships and finally getting that new generator he had always dreamed of. But as he contemplated his newfound wealth, a shadow fell across him. He looked up to see two men, faces hidden beneath raffia masks, standing at the edge of his farm. Each carried a machete, the blades glinting menacingly in the sunlight. "That doesn't belong to you, fat man," one of them growled, his voice muffled by the mask. "The land provides, and the land reclaims. That treasure is for the gods." Fear clenched Christopher's heart. He knew the stories of the masked bandits who roamed the countryside, preying on unsuspecting farmers. Were these men simply thieves, or were they acting on behalf of some ancient deity? He stood his ground, his bulk surprisingly intimidating. "This land is mine. I found it. It's mine. By right." The bandits exchanged a look. The leader stepped forward, his machete raised. "We warned you. Now, you will face the consequences of greed." Christopher knew he couldn't fight them. He was too slow, too heavy. He grabbed the clear pot, dodging it tightly to his chest, and turned to flee. He lumbered through the rows of yam seedings, the bandits shot on his heels. He could hear their heavy breathing behind him, the swish of their machete cutting through the air. He stumbled, nearly falling, but kept running, his heart pounding in his chest like a drum. He reached the edge of his farm, a dense forest stretching before him. He hesitated. The forest was treacherous, filled with dangers both seen and unseen. But it was his only chance. He plunged into the darkness, the bandits' shouts echoing behind him. He scrambled through the undergrowth, thorns tearing at his skin, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He could still hear the bandits closing in, their footsteps relentless. He spotted a deep ravine, a natural barrier cutting through the forest. He knew he couldn't jump it. He was too heavy and too tired. He looked back and saw the bandits emerge from the trees, their masked faces twisted in anger. They were only a few feet away. Desperate, Christopher grabbed the golden yam pendant from the pot and, with all his remaining strength, hauled it across the ravine. The pendant arced through the air, glinting in the dappled sunlight before disappearing into the dense foliage on the other side. The bandits stopped at the edge of the ravine, their eyes fixed on the spot where the pendant had landed. Christopher braced himself, expecting them to jump, to try and take the rest of the treasure by force. But instead, they turned and disappeared back into the forest, leaving Christopher standing alone on the edge of the ravine, clutching the clear pot filled with gold, his heart pounding in his chest. He had saved himself, but at what cost? The golden yam, the most valuable piece of the treasure, was gone, lost in the depth of the forest. And he was left to wonder, why did the bandits only want the yam? What was so special about it? He stared across the ravine, his mind racing. He knew he couldn't leave it there. He had to retrieve it. But as he looked into the dark, impenetrable depths of the forest, he sensed something else, something watching him, something ancient and powerful. What secret lay hidden in the forest, and what dangers awaited him if he dared to venture in search of the golden yam? The story teaches us that wealth lies not just in material possession but in wisdom, courage, and respect for the traditions and beliefs of one's community. Thank you for watching Faith Story. Kindly like, share, and comment on what you have learned from the story.